back, or welcome to the NILIST Podcast. Today we're going to be talking about a YouTuber that supposedly tortures animals. Yeah, so before we get into that, we want to introduce ourselves. So I'm Noah. I'm a digital artist, and I'm here with my friend.
Baltazar.
Yeah, and so today I wanted to talk about a certain YouTuber that goes by the name of Ssoyoung. She has over 3 million subscribers, and she's recently becoming under scrutiny for her way of handling animals before she cooks them. Oh, not to mention she is a mukbang channel. So mukbang, if you don't know what that is, it's basically a type. It's a Korean type of video or like a food broadcast where you eat food in front of your computer and you record it and you broadcast it to everyone, and everyone takes part in watching you eat, food for. I mean, I've never really been into that. I mean, I told Brian about that the other day, or I mean earlier, and he said he's never heard about it. So, yeah. So.
Oh yeah, that's all new to me.
Yeah. So, how do you take a mukbang? First off, Brian.
Well, I don't know too much about it. I just recently watched a couple of videos after you told me about it the other day. But okay, here's my question. I don't know too much about it, but is all mukbang videos like just the killing of animals while they're alive or whatever, or is that just this specific channel?
No,
What
no.
defines a okay?
A mukbang is basically, it's a Korean term, and it's a live online. Well, the textbook definition of a mukbang is a live online audio-visual broadcast in which the host eats food while interacting with their audience. So basically, anyone could go and record themselves eating food and post it up on YouTube or wherever online, and people take part in watching it. So
okay,
yeah, It's been like a recent trend throughout the last couple years.
Yeah.
And
okay.
then,
So okay, I see what you're saying then. So it has nothing to do with like the killing of live animals. It's just the specific channel.
Yes, that's what sets this channel so apart from all the other, I guess, so-called mukbangers on YouTube, or yeah, that's what they're called. So
okay.
Yeah, mukbangers.
Yeah.
So
anyways, you asked me what my opinion was on it.
Yeah. Just what's your opinion on like mukbang in the first place, like besides Ssoyoung?
Okay, so just like, all right then, mukbang in general. I don't know. It's a very peculiar genre when it comes to video making. I don't know. It's to me personally. I don't know if I would just want to watch someone on camera eating. I mean, that's a little. I don't know, because I feel like, especially, I just hate watching videos about food because that just always ends up making me hungry. So I don't see the appeal of mukbang videos in the first place, but that's besides the point. I guess that's just my opinion on mukbang in general. But going on to the point of what she's been doing, I don't know. It's kind of like a gray subject, especially with one of the videos I saw. I can't remember the name of the video, but it's one where she's like literally slicing up squid. Like,
oh yeah, the one where like the eyeballs just like sticking out.
Yeah, like I don't know, like, is that like something in Chinese culture or something, or is this just kind of a recent? Like, that's my question.
Well, I believe she's Korean, and I've done a little bit of like looking up whether like if that's like a normal thing in Korea, and apparently that is, where you just like kind of eat octopus alive. And I think that's where like the kind of gray area comes in, because I've never been like.
Well, yeah, is
I've
it
always
part
known
of the
that
culture?
people have. Yeah, I've kind of always known that's always been like a part of like the a lot of Eastern or like Asian culture, is that they eat a lot of like animals like alive, such as like octopus or squid and whatnot. A lot of seafood they kind of eat it alive. So that's why I've never had kind of like the issue with it, but I think where it gets into that gray area is when you're doing it for entertainment, or I guess the way she was displaying it for entertainment, especially on YouTube of all platforms.
Yeah, that's the thing that's really been getting me about YouTube lately, or not lately, more like for the past like almost decade now, with YouTube's censorship.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
most definitely, yeah.
Hopefully,
That's
hopefully they don't flag this video for me saying that, especially with how things are now. But
I mean, if they do, it's going to be pretty hypocritical because, like, you know, the whole situation with, you know, her, I guess.
Yeah, well, that's what
torture.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to get at here. It's the thing about YouTube is that YouTube tries too hard to support, I guess you could say, the democratic agenda. That's just my personal opinion. Like, I mean, think about it this way. Like, one of the things I've noticed is that they've supported people, like, you know, like representing their culture, right?
Yeah.
Like minorities and all that. And like, I think that's fine and all that, right? But then it's also crazy because a lot of like these democratic views also conflict with each other. Like, you know, the torturing of animals.
Yeah.
And then you got these two things that you're trying to support, but then they end up going against each other. And it's like, what do you do now? Do you support people being able to represent their culture or express their culture on YouTube, or do you support the non-cruelty of animals?
Well, that's the thing, because like whenever I saw one of her videos, it's more along the lines of I guess the way it's portrayed. I get the idea of, like, let's say if it's like one of those culture or like one of those traveling channels where they go to like different countries and they try different foods. Could definitely see that being a thing where they go and they eat an animal alive and they present it in such a manner to where it's you know, it's more along the lines of, you know, I'm traveling, I'm journeying from country to country and seeing the culture, and you're on that adventure with that mindset of, okay, I'm gonna eat it for food. But as you kind of see in Ssoyoung's videos, they're very, I mean, I guess the scope of things, and I guess the reason why a lot of people are unsettled with it is because of the way she handles it, and like kind of like a goofy, almost eerie kind of sense to where it's like,
oh, you're talking about how morbid it all is.
Yeah, I guess it's the situation, instead of it being, you know, more along the lines of educational, or like, okay, I'm gonna cook the food, quick kill, and then done. She's like toying with the food, and she's cutting it up, pouring salt on it, instead of just going for the straight kill.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Like, I see that, especially with I can't remember what that one YouTube video is, or one of her YouTube videos. I think you might remember. It's the one where she's like with another friend of hers, and they're literally pouring salt on the octopuses.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, if you're going to cook it, I mean, yeah, and they cooked it in the end. So like, if you're going to cook an animal, you kill it first. That's what you do. I'm pretty sure that's the standard. Like, if you're gonna kill an animal, then kill it. But if you're gonna do this whole cultural thing of eating the no, I don't want to just say cultural, but if you're gonna do this, because anyone could do it, so anyone could eat an octopus alive, which is an actual food, and it's been practiced for years. If you're gonna do it, then you do it with the scope of eating the food. But I think, given this like weird gray area of entertainment and kind of just poking fun at it, it's pretty unsettling.
No, yeah, I get you.
But yeah, given that, like, I know a lot of people have like a hard time with people eating like dogs or whatever, just because of how close they are to, I guess, humans, or like we've learned to domesticate them throughout a lot of I guess the Western culture, but I guess in like the Asian, a lot of Asian cultures still eat dogs. So like,
Oh yeah, definitely.
yeah, so like, what's your opinion on that? Like, when it comes to in between seafood and dogs, like where can
Okay.
we draw the line here? You think?
Well, the thing is that that's kind of difficult because who are we to say what's normal and what's not? The thing is, that's a societal construct. Like, there's no. I mean, then it gets into the whole philosophy of like whether who's right or who's wrong, whose way is the highway. That's like, there just isn't. It all just depends on where you're at. I know, like that's not a definite answer, but like, who am I to say that like, hey, like, can't eat that pug over there? I don't know, whatever dogs they like eating. You can't really say it's wrong because who's to say that, you know? I don't know. Maybe there's a culture out there where it's not right to eat the chicken or whatever, or in their culture it's sacred, or chickens are sacred. I mean, look, what it I think it's, correct me if I'm wrong, but is it Hinduism where the cow is sacred?
Yeah, I believe so. It's
All right,
either
yeah,
Hindu or yeah.
pretty sure it is. Anyways, yeah, like, can we go, like, cultures have their own like lines of what animal is right to eat and what isn't. Like, I can't just go over there and just tell them like, hey, it's wrong to eat dogs. I don't agree with it. I like dogs, but you can't just go over there and tell them like, hey, that's wrong.
Yeah,
That's not
yeah,
how the world.
exactly, exactly.
That's not how the world works. It all just depends on.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, and that's why I'm saying, that's why I brought it up, because it's more when you think about it. Because when I first saw like Ssoyoung's videos, I mean, I wasn't too off put by it. I know of recently, a lot of people have been off put by it. It's been kind of like a trend. How
Yeah.
people have been kind of being off put by it. But when I first saw it, I think your brother first introduced me to her channel. I saw it with him once, about like a month ago or a couple months ago, and I first saw it and I didn't pay too much attention to it. I was just like, oh, it's just someone killing animals. I see that all the time. I see sushi chefs killing animals, right,
Yeah.
all the time. But I guess that's like the clear difference, and I guess that's why, or not. It's like I could understand why people are off put by it. It's just the way she I guess handles the whole situation when it comes to
Yeah. I mean, it could be done a better way. That's for sure. It's like, is it really necessary? Because I'm pretty sure. Like, one thing I find kind of funny is when I watch the video is that she's like, oh, like she's freaking out or yada yada, like she's like crying or whatever while she's doing it, right? Like, I don't know if you noticed that. She's like, you were watching the video, she like starts crying or sobbing or whatever. It's like, bro, you're literally like pretending like you're upset about it, but, or you're scared of them. Like, she pretends like as if she's scared of the animal, but then like like nonchalantly, almost as if second nature. Like, oh, she's done this before. She's definitely like sliced up animals before. Just, especially with like the squid video, like she pretends like she's freaking out, but I think that's just like a facade. Like, she's very comfortable with the killing of these sea animals. I think it all, like, that's why I agree with the fact that, yeah, it is entertainment. Part of the entertainment is seeing these animals getting mutilated while they're alive. Like, I definitely agree with that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's not the main point of entertainment, but I mean, I think it is. I think that there's a possibility that this channel might be a channel meant for like people who enjoy like the cruelty of animals, and that's a little messed up. But who knows? Maybe that's not it. But that's what it
that
seems like.
reminds me. It's the idea that some people could kind of get pleasure off of it, even though the and it's not inherently meant for the pleasure of hurting animals, but I mean, you kind of get like a secondhand. I guess some people could watch it just to experience I guess, animal cruelty, which for some reason people get off of.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
But it's like this idea of I don't know, like some, I guess it all depends on how you take it, because on one side of the coin it's just a funny video. I mean, not a funny video, but it's made to be look like a funny video
Yeah, exactly.
for the sake of,
I mean, that's what it is. Like it's trying to portray itself as a comedic video, but it's like, I don't know. I don't find anything funny about it. Yeah, because I'm not gonna lie, that video kind of made me hungry. But like, I mean, the killing of the animal beforehand, it was a little questionable, and I mean, yeah. To be honest with you, I don't really have like a definite answer of whether it's right or wrong. It's just a little,
yeah,
it's a little difficult to come up with an answer when it comes to these types of situations.
like if I had to give a solid answer based upon it, I'd definitely say that she should stop making the videos for, I guess, the hypocritical sake of like how some people could just drop an F-bomb on YouTube and all of a sudden they lose their channel. And then she's over here like
Yeah, definitely. Like,
know,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she's over there just killing animals, like, alive. It's like, and it's like, it's kind of messed up because it's like, oh, like, does that mean I can just record myself, like, killing a cat on camera and it's alright? It's alright if I'm gonna eat the cat? Like, what makes it, like, what makes an octopus different from a cat, you know? What makes a...
Yeah, no.
What makes a little squid different from me killing a dog on camera and then eating the... Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I'm killing it while it's alive. I'm like slicing it up while it's alive, but it's all right because I'm going to eat it after, guys. It's all good. It's not animal cruelty. It's like, no, it's animal cruelty. And then there's also the argument of like, do squid and octopus, like these simple animals, like, do they actually feel... Is their version of pain similar to ours? Because yes, it is proven that octopus do feel pain, but like we don't really know if they're, because when we feel pain, right? When humans feel pain, it's agonizing, right? But how do we know for an octopus it's the same agonizing feeling? To them, it might be like something different, like. Because the whole purpose of pain in animals is to let animals know to get away from a situation, right? It's a survival mechanism. But for humans, it just happens to be a lot more painful. Like we actually feel it. Like it brings on this dreadful emotion. But the thing is, are octopus known to have complex emotions like we do? Or when they feel pain, is it just like a tap on the shoulder, like, hey dude, you probably should get out of here. Your body's being mutilated. You know what I mean? Maybe their version of pain is not as bad as ours. But I don't know if that really justifies. I don't think the possibility of like, oh, octopus's pain might not be as bad as ours should be a justification for like, mutilating them.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was reading an article by Vice saying that like octopus basically are like some of the smartest animals in the sea,
Yeah.
So, I mean, have you ever seen one of those videos of like octopus like opening jars and like figuring out puzzles in order to get like food?
Yeah. Well, oh yeah, exactly. Okay, then yeah, there we go. You just threw some proof out there of the possibility of like octopus having like complex emotions like humans do. But does that prove that, like, is there any proof out there that their version of pain is as agonizing as ours?
Like, that is quite interesting.
Yeah, like, do they have complex emotions? Are their emotions complex as ours are? I mean, there's a lot more proof for a dog, obviously, because you've seen a dog get hurt, and it's, like, pretty hard to watch. It's like, you can tell that the dog's in agonizing pain, right? Same thing for most animals. But that's the thing, like, mammals tend to be more complex creatures.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, they do writhe in pain every time they get salt poured on them. So,
oh yeah,
I mean,
oh, I know. I mean, but then people out there could argue that that's not writhing in pain. That's just the
a
pain
response
receptors. That's just the response to it.
to
But
the
then
nervous.
that's what's so difficult about all this. It's like we can't just we can't just interview the octopus like, hey buddy, how badly does this hurt? You know?
Yeah. So any final thoughts on I guess Ssoyoung, or like the idea of uh, I guess the general idea of the video of what's your kind of final thoughts on her doing this on YouTube? Do you think do you think she should not remove the videos, or do you think she should just stop making the videos, or do you think that it's as bad as people say it is?
I mean, under the guidelines of YouTube, I think it's only fair that she not stops making her videos, but I think it's only fair that she stops showing herself killing the animals while they're alive in such a slow way. Because I mean, the way she's killing them is kind of ridiculous. It's like, dude, there's a faster way to like kill those like squiddies, you know?
Yeah.
It's like,
No,
come on
definitely.
now. It's like, like, I think she doesn't have to stop making her videos. She just has to, make a few changes, like not mutilating them, or, I'm just going to pour salt on this octopus and just let it like wiggle around. I'm not sure if it's actually in pain. It looks like it's in pain, but I'm just going to assume it's not in pain. It's all right, guys.
Yeah, exactly. And then all while screaming, yelling, and
Yeah,
doing
it's
all these
like,
ridiculous things.
I don't know. Personally, I find the videos a little annoying. That's just my personal opinion. I just can't
Yeah,
stand
I mean,
listening to her talk.
I think.
But that's my opinion.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm pretty biased when it comes to the subject because I just don't really like mukbang that much. I'm pretty annoyed with just the sound people make when they eat.
Yeah,
It's
it's
super
like,
fucking loud.
I don't know why people find that entertaining. It's a little weird. It's like, why would you want to watch someone eat? Like, you're telling me, and some of these videos are long, and I know people watch them because there's like millions of views. I'm like, you're telling me that millions of people out there watch people eat for 20 minutes straight. It's like, do you not get hungry while you're watching these videos? It's like, don't you want to go eat? Like, why would you want to watch someone eat? Wouldn't you rather eat?
I think a big part of it is something called, I mean, people call it ASMR, right? And I guess it's
It's the food
a
version.
wide group of people out there that like the sound people make when they eat, right? They put headphones on and they get like tingly sensations in their body when they hear that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So I
then.
mean,
Well, I guess it's not for everyone then, because it's definitely not for me.
oh yeah, definitely like that triggers like my flight or flight responses, man. Whenever I hear that kind of stuff, I just have to like go away. So yeah, I'm pretty biased when it comes to like the mukbang thing. But beyond that, yeah, like my take on the whole thing, or like my final thoughts on her are just, yeah, definitely, it's definitely a gray area. I can't say it's bad to eat an octopus alive. Definitely, I've seen it before, and I know it's part of like the Korean culture or South Korean culture or whatever. But when it comes down to it, for YouTube purposes, definitely, like you said, definitely stop making the videos,
Yeah,
or
it's
do
only
do
fair.
something else. Like, yeah, exactly. Like, or if you're going to do like a catch and cook, that makes sense. Like, if you're gonna go catch the octopus or buy it from the store and you're gonna show yourself preparing it and you kill it before you cook it, and you don't do this expose of
Yeah.
yourself playing with it and toying with it,
Yeah.
then yeah, fine, go ahead, kill it on camera, do whatever you
Well,
need, because you have to. There comes some point in time where you have to kill the animal. Do it fast and get it over with.
well, here. Okay. So here's
And
my,
then,
here's
yeah, what's
my
up?
question. Is have any of her videos been demonetized, or is she still making money from these videos?
I mean, there were some ads running on them, so I mean.
Okay, then. Well,
I mean, I'm pretty sure that means that there's ads.
I mean,
so I'm pretty sure that they're monetized, and like I guess beyond that, you know, it's some people get their channels demonetized for doing, you know, edgy jokes or.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, that's why I think it's only fair that she gets the same treatment. You know what I mean? We shouldn't have this like. That's what I haven't been a big fan of, like the great YouTube censorship. You know, it's like it's a little ridiculous because some people get demonetized for like the most ridiculous of stuff.
Yeah,
like dropping an F-bomb or saying something controversial, but then you got this lady over here like literally like mutilating like octopuses and fucking might have to cut that one out.
yeah
but
yeah, I guess that's the idea behind it.
I just think it's unfair. Like she should definitely be getting held accountable like everybody else, especially since she happens to have a greater offense and she's not being held accountable. Like that's a little ridiculous, you know? Like if I can't make a few like morbid jokes without the fear of getting demonetized by YouTube, then she should be like fearing the same, you know?
Yeah,
or else there's definitely something wrong with YouTube, which there definitely has been for a long period of time. But
because that's interesting, because like most of the people that I've seen like angry about it don't even they don't talk too much about like the YouTube side of it. Sure, they do mention it, but like I think they seem more invigorated about the idea of animal abuse.
Oh, yeah, but I'm gonna be honest with you. To be honest with you, I don't even really care about that. I'm more concerned about the subject of fairness here, you know, like the justice behind it. I don't think YouTube is doing much justice when it comes to this.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's easy to single out someone as like an animal abuser. I don't like. I've seen some pretty like bad shit or bad, you know, stuff when it comes to like people abusing their animals or pets online. And I don't know, this whole seafood thing is just a real gray area for me.
Yeah.
And that's why I can't really comment too much on the idea of the culture, all aspects of it. But I can say that, yeah. So, anything else you want to talk about or say?
No, not really. I think we covered as much as we could.
All right. Well, guys, that will be it for today. If you liked what you heard, like and subscribe. If you have any comments about the subject, please leave them in the comment section below. So yeah, see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.